If you make it out the streets, why still live that image? Why still want to be looked at as a gangster? Why still want to move like a gangster? Because it look cool? Because you want people to know you stand on business? Everybody that want to let people know that they stand on business when they made it to a successful level always end up tricking themselves out their spot. When they gonna understand that? It gotta come a time that people understand that you gotta know how to humble yourself. You gotta see that it's easy to crash out. It take 1 second to crash out. And it can take months, years to get to that level. So when you make it to a level where you find that financial freedom, you got to put some respect on that, man. As I watch all these people, man, just play themselves out of the spot, right? They don't know how much they look like fools. The money make them feel like they untouchable. But they still don't understand that you a target. You a target in every angle. People looking at you from every angle. And you think that you can lead with violence, you never gonna make it. You on borrowed time. Violence is not the way to lead, man. And I'm hoping that, this message might get to a few youngins, man. They might understand that watching these guys that get on top, that are a big influence to the community, that they can see that the violence ain't gonna get you where you need to be. It's gonna trick you out of your spot. It's gonna mess up everything that you work for. Somebody make you upset and you at that level where as though you financially free, sometimes you gotta let shit go. Whatever CMG and them niggas was beefing about, if they would have let that shit go, right? Dolph would still be here. Big Jook would still be here. This shit probably got black youngsters' brothers killed. Anybody involved with that shit. But people think leading with violence is standing on business. That's the new lingo. That's that lingo these young jokers talking. Standing on business. When you look at it, right? It's like playing yourself out of position. So you go through, right? And slide on a joker or get a joker slid on, and it come back to you and you well in position and it knock you out your spot. Is that really standing on business? Or is that being a fool? These jokers don't see it. And it shocks me that, you know, from when you hear about Gotti was a street nigga, right? That was getting to the bag, and he talked about how he got to the bag. Any nigga that was out in the street understands, especially if you had some type level to it, you know that violence ain't gonna mix with it. You know that you want to keep the violence away from that shit. You don't want your name associated with any violence. So why get to the level where you ain't in the streets, but you want violence associated to your name? Looking for notoriety? Let a nigga know I still put that work in? People supposed to want to make it out the street, not dig back into the street to trick yourself off the street. Does that make sense? Now you gotta live in a shell because you know your day is coming. I guarantee having all that money, right? He still ain't sleeping right at night. Jokers out there that want to act like they still want to be in the mix of the street after they reach that certain level of financial freedom, you ain't even sleeping right. These rappers, you can't even sleep right because you still want to get notoriety in the street. When the object is, if you really came from the street, is to stay away from the street. Disassociate yourself with that street shit. And you can see the artists that got smarts. You can see the artists that got smarts. Jay, use him for an example. This should be the example that all the youngins look at. A brother that really came from the streets but don't want no association with it. If you into the street, I'm not even associating with you because I don't want that image to be connected to me. I want to talk my shit, but I don't want to be known as saying I'm ready to put that work in. And that's what these artists that's out now, and they putting their clicks together. They want to be known that if you come at me wrong, I'm going to get you touched. To trick you off the street lingo. That's all it's doing. You see all them jokers that get out there and pop that shit, right? They just tricking themselves out of position. You can have all the motherfucking money, all the fame, and make one mistake. One mistake, it take 1 second to crash. And it take months and years to get it up. But these jokers don't even motherfucking see that, I guess. Especially if you came from the street, you should understand that. You make it to a level where you ain't gotta be involved. You ain't gotta be associated. Everybody that come around, you should understand that we not associated with that. If that's what you want, this ain't the place for you. That'll change the game major. You can talk all that shit, but once you display that energy, you ain't got no association over here. If you want to talk that shit in your music, so your music can sell, but if you displaying that shit, you don't got a home over here. It ain't no room for you. Because I don't want to bring down what I worked so hard for to get away from. You work hard to get away from the street to allow street activity to disrupt everything you got. What sense does that make? But I guess the more money you get, nobody around you can tell you. Because if they tell you some shit, you ready to remove them. You don't want them telling you nothing. Yo, bro, this stupid right here. This ain't making no sense. It's a bigger picture behind this. This shit might make everything crumble. Or is the goal for these jokers to sign all crash dummies? Is that the goal? Sign all crash dummies because they gonna play themselves anyway. So just put them on. Not let them know that, yo, we made it to a better situation. Not give them that game. That shit too much like right. To give them that game like, yo, we don't want no association with that shit. You go in the booth, say what you want to say. But try and live up to that shit, right? And be in the mix is going to take you out of your spot. Yeah, one point in time, right? You can live in that life, right? And you can make it in the rap game. You know why? Because it wasn't social media. It wasn't all these cameras. It wasn't all this video, audio shit everywhere. So if you did something, it was said in speculation. Yo, this happened. Nobody had a visual of the shit. But now, it's a major visual of everything you do. Whatever you do, is somebody somewhere with a camera. They recording something. So it don't add up now. It don't add up to get out there and try to get that notoriety, letting people know you put that work in. Having that associated with your name that you gonna get busy. It don't pay. A man that get busy knows how to protect himself. But to front that you gonna do this and you gonna get this done to somebody and making shit like that happen, you gonna play yourself off the street. They not allowing you to leave violence in front of your success. If you got some form of success in any level of life, they not allowing you to lead with violence. They gonna destroy everything you put together. Matter of fact, you gonna destroy everything you put together. Because they not gonna allow it. But I guess we don't understand that. We think we still can get through that. That's the mentality I guess we got. You can still get out there and do this and do that to this person, and ain't nothing gonna happen to your empire. It's wrong. You gonna mess up everything you work for. And when you look at it and see how Yo Gotti and them, you don't even hear nothing from them. You don't even hear nothing from them, man. All the youngins out there can see it, but they don't want to pay attention to it. They overlooking it. They know Yo Gotti and them crew ain't popping like that. But I guess the brain don't register that this shit ain't working. You watch these jokers get up, and then you watch them fall. Black Youngster was in a room with $1 million jumping around in it, jumping all around in the money that he had to pick back up and take back to the bank. The foolishness of our people. Thinking that shit look cool. Looking for notoriety. You want people to see you. If you built like that, right, your presence is going to be known. You ain't got to be known for the stupid shit if you built like that. They make it to a level where they don't got to struggle to entertain the struggle. They make it to a level where they don't have to struggle to entertain the struggle. Is that stupid? Does that make sense? Is the only fun that us as people can have is troublesome fun? You can't get no excitement out of living happy and doing fun shit. It gotta be trouble for it to be excitement. Is that happiness? Because when the cases come, it fuck your stomach up. Your stomach don't be the same when you got a case. You can't eat right. Your thinking's off. So why put that energy out there, right? Like you ready for a case. Why put the energy out there like you ready for a case when you know it's gonna fuck your stomach up when you get a case? What sense does that make? They don't see it though, huh? They can't understand that, huh? They think they can get around it, huh? Energy is a motherfucker. And it's real. If you put out that bad energy, right? That's what you're going to receive. If you put out good energy, it might be some bad energy that slides your way, but you going to know to fade from that like, I don't want no parts of that. Because I got that good energy running through me. But sometimes people get weak and it's the sickness that'll draw you back to that bad energy. But sometimes that's a disease you gotta fight. Because that's a disease too. Bad energy. Thinking that you can do whatever and you still gonna be alright. It's a sickness. Notoriety. Sickness. You gotta be able to understand when you should know that you don't want no parts of that. Teach the youngins, man. But don't nobody want to tell the youngins. They want to let them fall face first. And let them get them bumps and bruises to see. Instead of letting them know, listen, this right here is the outcome from this. If you get out here and you want to play that motherfucking image, these are the results you're going to get. You can't win with this. Try to focus over here and stay in this path. Because this is the losing lane. You can run in your race in that lane, but you going to lose. This lane is for losers. This lane is for winners. Don't nobody want to tell the youngins that. They want to assist them. When they should be saying, if this what you on, you ain't with me. We on this business. If you on a crash dummy mission, you ain't with us. We don't want no parts of that. That shit ain't no vibe. They don't understand that though. These young brothers, man, is watching the older folks still entertain the stupid shit. So it's going to be hard as hell for them to know what direction to go. They going to follow the stupid shit. They like Big Homie into that. I'm with all that. Big Homie with that. I'm with all that. You can't lead with violence, man. They going to shut you down, man. And you can't entertain violence and think that you going to pray and it's going to cover the violence. Because that's what a lot of jokers is doing. They out there entertaining the violence, but then they talking about God. They in the mix of a whole bunch of mixy shit, but then they talking about, I said a prayer last night. That shit ain't gonna help you. So you mean to tell me, for y'all that believe in God, that God is protecting violence? That's what he protecting? That makes sense? So you can go out here and do all the violent shit you want to do, but then when you go home and pray, God gonna cover that. That sound like that makes sense, huh? That shit don't make no sense. You can't lead with violence. It should be a time that them older jokers that want to be on that shit should understand when it's done. It's over. Why put yourself in that situation? What are you accomplishing from that? What are you accomplishing from that? Nothing. It's like playing yourself out of position. And they just don't understand it until they played themselves out of position. We'll be right back, though. I'll be right back. Hey, we back, man. Man, it's your boy DZ, man. If you ain't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and share this video and hit that like button for me too. You gotta lead by example out here, man. And these jokers ain't leading by example. But they are showing the youngins how to trick yourself out of your spot. And this is what the youngins need to be paying attention to. When you hear what's going on between all these people, you need to be telling your young boys, your cousins, your people, this is how you trick yourself out your spot. Pay attention to what they doing. This shit ain't winning. The person that is out here living, right? And he might not got as much as these jokers got, but he happy and he getting to live every day. He winning. These jokers might got all the paper, right? And have a short success if it's 10 years, 15 years. And then they lose it all. And they fucked up in the game. But you still out here getting to do what you want. You winning. That's winning. We got winning misunderstood. Having the ability to be able to do is winning. Not having a short success and people looking at you like you the it, but then you fumble the bag. Then you trick yourself out your spot. That ain't winning. That's being a fool, man. It's plenty of fools out there. It's some fools that get some money, but they fuck it up though. You see the ones that got long-term success and they not in the mix of that shit. You can see them type of jokers. They out there. You wonder why, oh, they still at it? They still doing it? But the ones that got history of saying they was on and they was popping, but they in the can with a life bit. They doing a dime. They doing a nickel. They keep going to jail. They keep putting themselves in these situations. Is that winning? Fuck no. That ain't winning. If you ain't getting to enjoy your life free, you ain't winning. Because that's all you got is time. That's all you got is time. When you lose time, and that's what they do when they send you to jail, they take your time. You ain't winning no more. No matter how much money you got on the street. Because when you out and you free, you got the capability to do. You have the capability. Everybody don't want to be rich and famous because it come with a lot of headache. It come with a lot of responsibility. It come with a lot of things that people think you owe them from being rich and famous. Everybody don't want that shit. Some people just want to have that life where as though they get to live, and then they watch the people that want to be so rich and famous fumble, fold, and lose everything. And they sitting over here like, okay, I knew you was going to go through these trials and tribulations. You had to sell your soul to get to that level. They not allowing you to get to that level without selling your soul and being amongst what they want you to be amongst. You think they're going to let you run like that? Fuck no. Because it's a controlled environment. Everything in life is in a controlled environment. And you got to get with the program to be able to function in these environments. Whatever environment you want to get involved with, it's controlled. And you got to be able to function amongst them. If you can't function amongst them, they're going to outcast you. Whatever. They not going to let you think that you stomping on top of some shit. Because it's a program. And you got to get with the program. I guess people don't understand that yet. They look at the people that are rich and they get to talking that shit like, oh, they the head of this. No, they with the program. They got to be with the program. Because if they are not, they going to exit them the fuck out. They shoes ain't big as you think they is. They running with what's being told to them to do. Yo, this how you handle this shit. Get cocky if you want. Get cocky if you want. And they gonna let you understand that this program is designed the way we want it to be designed. It's a program. But the young boys don't see it. They just looking at these jokers like they got money. Everybody's looking up to them. They pull up in that shit. They got jewelry on. They got the women. But they don't understand that it's more to it. It's a lot more to it. Doctors, lawyers. It's a lot more to it. Not every doctor and lawyer is successful. A lot of them are struggling. People look at these people like they got it all together because of the title. Nah. A lot of them ain't in position the way you think it. They living check to check. They backed up on their student loans. But we've been taught that these images are the high echelon. Now, it's a lot of them that are making it, but it's a lot of them that are not making it. When you walk through those doors, you got to play a part of that program. If you get into that field and you try to start outing what's going on in that business, they're going to outcast you. They're not going to allow you to run and let know what's going on behind doors. The design, man. The design is designed for you to be in the program. Everybody don't understand that though. But yeah, man. Let me know what y'all think, man, about what's going on with these artists when they get to them levels and then they trick themselves out them spots. They be in position and then play themselves out of position. Does it really make sense that they put themselves in position to get took out of position? Does that make sense? Are they really winning? Or is the person that's free watching their success and then watching their fall winning? Who's winning, man? A lot of people don't pay attention to this game of life, man. They don't understand it. until things ain't going right for them. When things is going right for you, you gotta cherish it, man. You gotta value it. You gotta understand that it could be fucked up. And when these jokers be in position, they forget. They forget that it can get fucked up. Trying to put pressure on anybody when you in position can get you tricked out of your position, man. And you see that these jokers is out here dropping like flies, man. The artist is out there dropping like flies, man. Either they going to jail or they getting killed. Is that a success story? I don't think so, man. But leave a comment. Let me know how you feel, man. It's your boy Deezy, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, man. We growing. We on our way to 2,000 subscribers, man. We coming from the bottom. Hit that subscribe button, and your boy gonna be here, man. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Now.